Hello, Capricorns. Oh, where's my mic? Sorry. Hi, Caps. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. Thanks to my new subscribers for joining my family, and welcome back to my old subscribers. Let's go ahead and get right into your reading. Neptune is in retrograde now too, so let's go over that real quick. Neptune deals with spirituality, mysticism, occult matters, and when it goes retrograde, our inner life is challenged. Along with Pluto being retrograde, lots of transformations, a lot of rebirths and awakenings are happening, as well as unlocking spiritual paths, passages, ascensions, and awakenings are happening, and you're also probably unlocking some spiritual gifts as well, or discovering spiritual gifts. More psychic and subtle aspects of the universe is also, we might redefine how we connect deeper. More psychic and subtle aspects of this universe. With Neptune being in retrograde, I'm reading from freeastrology123.com. If you're interested, it talks about all of the retrogrades and gives you the dates. So it's already retrograde until November, and Neptune is in Pisces. Neptune rules Pisces. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. It's retrograde. Saturn rules Capricorn. It's retrograde in Capricorn. Uranus is in Taurus. Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn as well. Mercury's in Cancer. It'll move into Leo on the 26th of this month. It's still June. What's today? So that's in a few days. Sorry, I'm looking at trying to find my calendar, my laptop behind my phone. Anyway, Mars is in Cancer. It'll move into Leo on July 1st. Venus is in Gemini, moves into Cancer on July 3rd. That's everything. Chiron is in Aries. Chiron, however you want to say it. It's in Aries, and it goes retrograde July 8th. So a couple videos ago, I thought it went retrograde June 8th. So the reading I did before June 8th, whenever that was, I did talk about what that retrograde will represent and mean for us. So if you want to take a look at that until I talk about that again, go ahead by all means. And I post about this stuff on my Instagram, not repeatedly. So don't think you're going to see it all the time because I post a lot of bullshit. But hey, whatever. If you want to follow me there, that's always linked below. Our full moon is in Capricorn this month. Whoop, whoop. We're the natural opposite of Cancer. So we're going to be... First of all, we've already been affected with Cancer season. Saturn's in Capricorn, Pluto's in Capricorn. We're ruled by Saturn. I don't know about y'all, but life has been crazy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of awakenings, a lot of rebirths, a lot of healing, a lot of triggering, a lot of tests. Lots going on right now. It's just a very intense time in the cosmos. And then we're in the pre-shadow period for Mercury retrograde. Mercury goes retrograde in July. And then we have 2 solar eclipses and 2 new moons in July, I believe. I believe it's 2 new moons. Anywho. Very, very eventful times in the cosmos. So, very intense. You're not the only one going through shit. So, Anywho, this is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. It's a relationship spread. It could be any relationship in your life, romantic, work, friendship, family, or otherwise. It could be the relationship you have with yourself as well. Left side is you. Right side is your person. However, it can flip-flop. The right side can be you, the left side can be your person, or you can take over the entire reading and be both left and right sides. Let's see, I'm trying to position my stuff better. Look at you. There you are, right at the bottom of the deck. Let's get 3 shuffles for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We're going to look at the relationship situation. The overall theme of the reading, the mental energy of you and your person, what's in the heart space, and then the behavior or action, as well as advice and the likely outcome. And then we'll pull oracle cards, and I have the Kipper deck now, so we'll pull 3 cards from the Kipper deck as well. All right, one more shuffle universe for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Please, thank you so much. Overall theme of the reading, sporadic effort, high volumes of ideas. Your mind could be all over the place. You could be having a lot of ideas about something, putting in sporadic effort, or just kind of doing too many things at one time. The relationship situations involves courage, patience, strength. 7 and 8 here. Leo energy. This could represent Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Specifically, I think Aquarius. I could be wrong. Okay, let me jump ahead. Okay. All right, Capricorn. So yes, the relationship situation involves strength, patience. I think having strength, having patience, I can definitely relate to this. Trying to find patience I'm a Sun Capricorn, that's why I'm saying that. Trying to find patience maybe with yourself and maybe with someone else too, especially as you go through these transformations in this healing phase or awakening phases or whatever you're experiencing through the period of these retrogrades, because it's going to affect us all differently. So whatever it is that you're experiencing, I think you're trying to be strong and trying to have patience and trying to have the courage to keep moving forward. You could have a lot of ideas or maybe feeling like, oh, I want to do this, no, I want to do this, or kind of like having a little bit of mental anguish, like a little bit of a mental battle, like a back and forth trying to figure out what you want to do, or sporadic effort as far as your mental energy goes, like 1 minute you're brainstorming a whole lot and the next minute you're kind of just like chilling or something, or you just have thoughts all over the place and you just have a lot of ideas. Or this could also, like I said, represent sporadic effort, doing a little bit here and there, and then leaving some projects unfinished or unattended because of the sporadic energies or effort. So be mindful of that. All right, Capricorn, your mental space, the Tower. You're having some unexpected thoughts, kind of came out of nowhere, probably some really intense thoughts, and I think you're really, 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 really trying to have strength here and trying to push through, trying to move forward, probably trying to either maintain this connection or just maintain your poise, because there's a lot going on. It does feel very kind of hectic, like you're trying to stay calm, but it's like you're trying to get things done and maybe you're rushing a little bit, or maybe things are not going as smoothly as they could be because of this Tower energy, Scorpio, Mars, Aries energy. Whatever it is on your mind, it's unexpected, came out of nowhere, hit you like a ton of bricks. It's just ground shaking. Could be involve anger or frustration or whatever it is. It's just very unexpected, and I think it's kind of I don't want to say it's an inconvenience, but it's taking a lot of your energy, it's taking a lot of your time or your focus maybe. In your heart, I think you want to offer love to maybe someone, or you want to nurture some type of situation. This can also represent flirting, love news, like drawing love in, or offering love to someone. I think you do have love. You're maybe trying to learn a way to approach love, or learn how to love something or someone, or learning something that involves creativity or passion, or yes, passion, but or like something that you have a lot of love for. This could be a new relationship, a young or new situation that involves love, or new feelings of love or compassion. We're going to clarify. You may be wanting to offer love to someone or to a situation, or you may be trying to figure out how to offer love or something to a situation to Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, perhaps. It doesn't have to be. We have Scorpio here twice. Your activity, behavior involves, we have the Ace of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. This could be communication, new thoughts. You could be communicating whatever it is you feel unexpectedly, whatever this Tower moment involves. This could represent clear thoughts, clear communication, clear ideas. It could also represent balance, karma, or transformative energy. You could be going through some type of transformation. You could be just having like a new mindset and a new way of thinking here. Your person is thinking about wish fulfillment, thinking about a wish come true, thinking about emotional happiness and abundance. This is Pisces energy, Jupiter in Pisces. It could also represent good luck. This is wish fulfillment, like ultimate happiness, emotional security. And I think your person is probably trying to acquire this and maintain this as best as possible. The heart space. This person could be harshly speaking their truth about what's on their heart. This is funny. Not really. It's like this page is so quiet and not quiet, but so calm and meek, and this person is just like rage and destruction and just rushing in. And this can also represent oppositions and disputes. So I feel like you there could be some, I don't want to say conflict, but some type of imbalance of energies here, and you're just trying to acquire or maintain strength between these energies. Perhaps this feels very not unstable, but a little bit anxious, like a little bit unsettled, and this feels very calm and peaceful. This feels very erratic. I think maybe this person doesn't know how to communicate what's on their heart well, and it may come off very harsh or come off extremely blunt. This person appears to be very passionate. They could appear to be like a player too. They could be like coming in and out of your life, or be very sporadic. They could be the person who is giving sporadic energy or effort to this relationship, and maybe you just have some unexpected thoughts about how you want to deal with it. Maybe you're trying to maintain strength and have the courage to push through and still offer some love to this situation or nurture the situation as best you can, but maybe it's something that's unfamiliar to you and you just don't really know how to deal with it, and you're trying to trying to deal with it the best you can, trying to communicate as best you can, or trying to at least initiate communication or something. And I think this person is just a little bit flighty. Do you get flighty from this? The Knights are still, learning their way, still finding their way. I think you are realizing how you need to deal with this. Even the Tower is over here, but I feel like this is way more. I feel way more anxiety coming off of these two cards than I do the Tower, to be honest with you. The Knight of Wands, Sagittarius energy, could also be Leo or Aries. This can represent someone who's charming, passionate, creative, possibly adventurous, but who, is a little bit, I don't want to say unstable, but still has some maturity to gain, still has some growth to do, but with these two energies together, it's very quick and just it doesn't feel stable, or let me just elaborate. Let me just clarify this spread, because I feel like I'll pull another card and it'll help me describe what I'm feeling about this better. 2 more shuffles, please, universe. Clarify this spread for Capricorns. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Ooh, child. Okay, so the overall theme of the reading we have, this resonates with me. The Emperor with the 7 of Swords. Okay, so I think you are in a place where you are trying to set boundaries. You're trying to acquire some type of structure or control, self-control as well, but not in a controlling or manipulative way, because this could be manipulation, but it's in the upright, so I don't feel manipulation from this. I think you are just trying to come up with the best way. You probably have a lot of ideas about how you can go about setting boundaries in this connection, and it's requiring a lot of strength and patience from you. This can also represent Aries energy. I think you just have a lot of ideas about the ways you can go about setting boundaries. I know for me personally, it's just like, okay, how do I set this boundary without offending you? Or how do I set this boundary and consider you at the same time? Like, how do I lovingly set this boundary? So I think that's where the high volumes of ideas is coming from, like figuring out the best way to go about setting your boundaries, protecting yourself, but also trying to make connections or something. We have the Hangman in reverse with the Strength card. Neptune, Pisces energy. Oh goodness, somebody's having a hard time letting go or clinging to the past, or having a hard time sacrificing control. The Strength card can represent self-control as well. So the Hangman can represent somebody being selfish, somebody not being able to let go, lacking perspective, or being materialistic. It can also be someone being naive or clinging to the past. I think it's someone lacking perspective. I think there's probably something that's very one-sided, and somebody's having a hard time seeing past themselves. And I feel like one of you is lacking perspective and being very selfish, and the other is trying to be very strong and patient and set boundaries, just trying to find the right way to set boundaries. So with this Tower, we have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is about being intuitive and spiritual and following your heart. Why am I lying? That's not Capricorn. Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer energy. Specifically, is it Cancer? Let me not lie. Oh, anyway, it's about emotional intelligence. I think maybe this Tower moment in your mental space or in your intellectual space has to do with the way you listen to your heart as well. I think you are figuring out how to follow your heart and how to set boundaries in a healthy way, and while healing at the same time. A lot of strength and courage going on with you, and I think you are trying your best to follow your heart. And I think this Tower moment involves you realizing that you have to do something, maybe intuitively realizing that something you need to follow your heart about something, or maybe you're just being you're trying to be sympathetic and nurturing with this person. Oh goodness. Because you realize maybe they are lacking perspective, and maybe they're selfish, and maybe you're just trying to have patience with them as best as possible, and you're trying to be sympathetic and nurturing and loving and kind, but you realize what's going on here. Let me get one more I gotta get one more. Okay, I don't want to take those. One more for the Tower, please. One more for the Tower card, please, for Capricorn. The Tower and Temperance. Yeah, so I think you're probably just being hit left and right with these triggers. A lot of you are just being triggered, and you're just trying to balance your emotions and balance setting boundaries with having self-love. Balance probably trying to negotiate with this person, trying to have patience with this person who's being selfish or who's lacking perspective. You're trying to balance your heart and your emotions and your attitude, and you're trying to be mindful of this person while also honoring yourself and setting boundaries. And you have a lot of ideas or a lot of thoughts about how this is going, about how you can do it or whatever. But this Tower being here twice is like, this is very intense for you, but you're being strong and you're having patience nonetheless. But I feel like this is very trying and testing for you. And we have the King of Wands in reverse. So I think you are very nurturing and kind, and you're trying your best to learn and to offer love, but possibly the way that you are expressing yourself probably seems a bit emotionally immature or erratic, or like you could appear to have a bad attitude, because I think this is very frustrating for you. You are being extremely patient, but this person can't see how patient you are being, because this Tower is here twice, and this is very intense for you. And you are trying your best to balance everything out and follow your heart and be sympathetic and be kind and nurturing. You are doing your very best, but the King of Wands is here in reverse. This can represent a violent temper, or someone being it can be a clash between the mind and the intuition. We have Cups here twice, and the Tower here is in the mental space. And I think you're just trying to, the mental space is just trying to figure out the best way to set your boundaries, right? And I think you're having a lot of realizations about this situation and what it represents for you, and how it's or maybe why you're going through this, or about maybe how you can deal with it. But Maybe the way you're expressing your heart doesn't seem to be expressed clearly, because the King of Wands in reverse could be someone who has trouble expressing themselves, expressing opinions or ideas clearly. And because the situation the Tower is here twice in your mental space, it could be just really throwing you off and knocking you off your balance and making it very difficult for you to communicate what's on your heart clearly, because this Page of Wands is the Page of Cups is so kind of like meek and quiet and kind and loving, and the King of Wands is very passionate, fiery energy, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, and it seems to be overpowering the Page of Cups. So I think this is what appears to be taking over, not this Page of Cups. This King of Wands in reverse energy is, I think, what your person is seeing on your heart space. And I think you are just very passionate, and this situation is probably just really throwing you off. It's requiring a lot of balance from you, and a lot of patience from you, and you're just trying your best to manage the volatile factors within yourself and within this situation as best you can. This is also about negotiation and healing, Sagittarius energy. Temperance also involves resolution and partnerships, new ideas, trying to find balance, like trying to mediate things. And I think you are trying to mediate with this person. You could be dealing with the Pisces. We have Pisces here twice. Ace of Swords and the Six of Pentacles is here for your behavior or your action. The Six of Pentacles in the reverse shows that this is a situation that is unfair. It's imbalanced, and someone is taking more than they're giving. And I think you are communicating this. You probably appear to be making this known with the Ace of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. You are, with that being in your behavior, I think you're probably speaking on it. I think you probably have been trying to manage your own, like these Tower moments and these triggers, and you've just been trying to set boundaries and trying to communicate and balance and negotiate. And now you're like, okay, look, you've been unfair. This has been imbalance. You've been taking and taking and taking, and I'm not getting anything from this situation. It's not an equal give and take situation. I'm not benefiting from this. The Six of Pentacles in reverse represents greed, just straight up greed. Could also represent money or time, energy, or effort. The time and energy and effort that's being given or received is unequal. It's unfair. Somebody's giving more than they're receiving. And honestly, Capricorn, I think you are probably the one giving more than you're receiving. The Strength card is here on your side. The Tower moments are on your side. This Temperance card is on your side. Anyway, let's look at your person. We have the Nine of Cups and the Two of Wands in reverse. So maybe this person once viewed this situation as wish fulfillment or happiness or dream come true or something like that. Like they found that this situation could have a lot of joy, but there's been some type of imbalance in the partnership or miscommunication. There's some type of breakdown or imbalance in the partnership, or it could be ending. It could be like a dream come true that's just like kind of missed its mark. It could be stubbornness and pride, and it could also represent having fears, an unreliable partner or a business partner. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It prompts you to examine your path. It also says to kind of like take a couple step backs and reevaluate the route you're taking to get to this wish fulfillment. I think this person is probably either thinking about ending the relationship, or there's just some miscommunication or stubbornness and pride here, and this can represent selfishness, and this is stubbornness. Like, come on now, this is your person's side. Then we have the Ten of Wands and the Knight of Swords. This person is burdened by their feelings. The Ten of Wands being in the reverse represents oh goodness, this person is very stressed about this, and they're probably speaking off very harshly. The Ten of Wands in the reverse is biting off more than you can chew. It represents difficulties. just the habit of doing too much out of familiarity, or just something that's a burden, that's become so much of a burden that it gives you stress, maybe anxiety, and just how can I say, Sagittarius energy. I feel like this person, this is in their emotional space, their heart space. They're probably burdened by either the communication or the interaction or their feelings. Maybe they bit off more they could chew in this relationship, and they're realizing and communicating it very harshly, like, this is too much, I can't do this, and it's just coming off very harsh and erratic and quick. And we have the Nine of Wands in reverse with the Knight of Wands. Mental exhaustion, someone's doubting their own strength, or this could just represent stress, delays, a loss of will, or having insecurities. I feel like I said, this is in and out, very flighty. Like, 1 minute you want to push through and try a little bit harder, and this is the Nine of Wands. It's like you're so close to wrapping up this phase. We have the 9 and the 10 of Wands. There's a lot of passion here. A lot of passion. We got 2 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands, and the Knight of Wands on this person's side. And there's cups here. There is love here. A lot of major arcana as well. This person is with this obstacle here. I think this person is just ready to give up. Just honestly ready to give up. They could be easily distracted or just failing to follow through. With the Knight of Wands here, and just, I think with the Knight of Wands and the 9 of Wands, this person is definitely just not doing anything. They're like, fuck this shit. I'm not doing this. This is too much of a burden. I can't do this. I think they're communicating this to you. And then they're also just being defensive and just tired. They've had a loss of will. They either doubt their own strength, or they're just mentally exhausted and just stressed and tired and just can't push through. Whoo, child. Let's get some advice for you, Capricorn. 3 cards of advice. One more shuffle, please. 3 cards of advice for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, please. 10 of Cups, Sacred Clown, Ace of Cups. Ooh-wee. We have the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Cups, and then we have, okay, the Sacred Clown is the full card in this deck. Let's look at the 10 of Cups. I wasn't expecting to see such good cards. Maybe this is gonna, I don't know. Let's just look and see. I don't know. Let's see. Craft a legacy, ultimate contentedness. Create long-lasting bonds with those you call family. I think this is telling you to focus on the strong, loving bonds that you have. Maybe this connection isn't that strong right now, or maybe maybe you just need a break, because this looks like it's extremely challenging, and I can relate to this so much. So maybe it's a situation that has a lot of love and a lot of patience, but it just needs to take a break, and you need to focus on strong family bonds, or relationships that have a future, that you know have a future, and just cultivate that. This represents happiness and emotional fulfillment, abundance. Let's see. Invite you to take time to connect with special people in your life, those you love and have traveled with for some time. Acknowledge their presence in your life with fresh eyes. Experience their beauty, their courage and fortitude, their wisdom, feeling into and through their stories to fathom their radiance. Everyone around us is a gift, a reflection. Everyone around us is a teacher, showing us where we get caught in the web of judgment and self-righteousness, of separation and ignorance. If we would only give ourselves more moments to experience the first joy of loving connection with ourselves, and then turn to the other to give love and appreciation, the miracle of their appreciate the miracle of their existence. So I think this is also telling you to make sure you're giving yourself love. Make sure you are giving yourself love. And then we have the Sacred Clown here, which again is the full card in this deck. take a leap of faith and be free. Step out from the void. Embrace your inexperiences. Live in your potential. Explore your world. It's about living fearlessly and freely. It invites you to, like I said, step into, like, release yourself from fear and just live freely, like you're a child, innocent and free. Renew, refresh, and rebirth yourself is what it says here also. I think this is telling you to just like release anything that's holding you down, because the Fool is just like free, carefree, worry-free, content, spontaneous, like optimistic, eccentric. And I think this is just telling you to give yourself some love and release any fears or stresses that you have about this situation or just in general. And then we have the Ace of Cups here. Let's look at the Ace of Cups. I honestly feel like I might need to pull 3 more cards of advice. Allow the replenishing energy to wash over you. Abundance of growth. Offer your creative brilliance and love. Offer your love to yourself as well, but offer these situations love as well. And it's like, if you can't offer love, don't offer anything at all. This person could have a lot that they're dealing with on your side, and they just maybe you know, it was working out at some point, and it was a very happy connection, but there's been some type of breakdown, and this person just is burdened by their feelings, and they don't have the strength or the courage or the will to or the confidence to move forward in this connection, or to continue to work on it. Maybe they need to give themselves some self-love, and maybe Capricorn, you've just been trying to maybe it's, you know, it's been imbalanced for you, it's been unfair for you, and you've been having trouble wrapping your mind around how to deal with it and set boundaries within the situation, and still offer love and communicate your feelings, and set boundaries and have patience and the strength to deal with this person while they're being so selfish and self-centered and stubborn. So I think maybe you both just need to give yourself some self-love, release any fears or burdens, and be a little bit more carefree, and then invite new love into your life, as well as give love to whatever situation you can. Don't, you know, if you can't give love, then leave it alone, you know. Let's get 3 cards for the likely outcome, please. Two more shuffles, please. Got the World card. A new cycle, a new era. You're closing out a phase and starting a new one. And this feels like very close to wrapping up a new phase. We got the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the World card. This is Saturn, Capricorn energy, Earth energy. One more. You could be closing out a cycle. Something could be coming full circle, or this could be a phase that's completing between you two. There could be a new era. This is the last Major Arcana card, and this is the last card in the Major Arcana, is what I wanted to say. This is some type of recognition or new beginning. You could be learning some major lesson and closing out some chapter of your life. But the seeds of a new phase are sown. This can represent rewards for past efforts, completion, expansion, success, anniversaries, parties, ceremonies, celebrations, things of that nature. All right. We got the King of Wands in the upright, the Moon, and the Five of Pentacles for the likely outcome. Okay. So this relationship may be ending for a lot of you, with the Five of Pentacles being here. There may be some strong self-expression, passionate expression, artistic or otherwise, something like that. This also represents a free spirit, Sagittarius energy, Leo, or Aries. But this is self-expression, stepping into your self-expression, being confident and being open with your self-expression and what you're passionate about, and being creative. probably expressing some deep emotions, possibly fears, fear of loss, fear of being excluded, fear of being broke or being alone. Again, you could be dealing with a Pisces. We have the moon card here. The moon is in Pisces tonight as well. The outcome could involve someone expressing their deep emotions or their fears. Could be fear around a decision, or fear around loss, fear around, because this can represent fear of loss, fear of exclusion, fear of poverty, fear of losing a relationship, or fear of being alone, fear of not having a relationship. I think maybe this person may be, I don't know, for some of you, this person may be, you may reach a new chapter because this person expresses that they're afraid of losing a relationship, or they're afraid of being alone, and maybe that's why there's so much anxiety in this connection or something. Let me look at the moon card a little closer. It can also represent, doubting whether seeing is believing, or a need to pay attention to your dreams and your intuition. With the Five of Pentacles here, this Capricorn energy. Taurus. Could represent internal struggles, lack of faith, lack of optimism, or fear of poverty, fear of loss, fear of exclusion. It can it's more so fear than actual loss, but it can result in loss or loneliness after a relationship. Somebody could be expressing their emotions or expressing their emotions or fears about loss, or about, fear of losing this relationship. They could be passionately expressing that they don't want to lose this relationship, and maybe you can start a new chapter together, or maybe, there will be some fear and loneliness after. There will be some loneliness after, I don't know, this could represent celebrations too, because we have the world can represent celebrations, and this can represent celebrations. So I don't know, for some of you it could be working out, for some of you it could be ending. Let's get romance angels. 3 cards for romance. Oh, you know what, actually I'm going to take jumpers, Capricorn. I was going to take 3 cards, but I'm going to take jumpers, because what are the messages for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter based on this spread, universe. What are the messages for Capricorn? What are the messages for Capricorn, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Any messages for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, please. Past life relationship. You've known each other before. There is a lot of love yourself first. You both need to love yourself first. You and your person, cross watcher. This 10 of Cups here. I think you need to revisit the relationship that you have with yourself. Capricorn, you probably are already doing this because you have Tower moment twice here, and you have the Queen of Cups. So I think you're realizing that you need to follow your heart and just offer love to this situation, but also you need to follow your heart and do what's best for you. And you both need to love yourself first, because you can only give this situation as much love and attention as you're giving yourself. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Past life relationship, you've known each other before. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So don't stress about this, and don't feel like you need to make this work so fast, or I don't know. For yourself, it's time to take back control of your life. I think this is for you, Capricorn. I think you're really trying really hard to work on this situation. You're trying to have a lot of patience, and it's just very stressful. And this person is just selfish. They can't see past themselves. Chemistry, there is a strong magnetic attraction here. Listen, there very well may be, but maybe there needs to be a break. I don't know. Let's get some divine energy. Oracle cards. I'm going to take jumpers here too. Why not? Any messages for Capricorns, please, based on this spread? Tune out distractions. Anything that's distracting you from your path, from your happiness fulfillment, from whatever your 9 or 10 of Cups is, tune it out. If it's not in your best benefit, if it's not bringing you joy, face your adversity. This is also about facing yourself and facing your shadow. I think you're probably already doing that. I think this person needs to do a little bit of that, because they are being selfish. They are being unreasonable unreasonable, stubborn, and there's some pride on their side, and they're burdened by their emotions and by effort, and maybe, you know, they have a lot of passion, but they're not willing to move forward on this, and they're having a little bit of lack of faith. They could have some fear. It's about being honest with yourself and being real with yourself. But you got the Tower moment twice in your mental space, so I feel like it's clear. Be patient. Be patient. Continue to be patient, Capricorn. I know it may be challenging, but continue to be patient. And cross-watcher, be patient with yourselves and be patient with each other. Reach for the stars. Don't settle for anything. Don't settle at all. Change tracks. Listen, I know some of you already know it's time to change tracks. It's time to move in a different direction. Again, love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself first. Put yourself first. Do not allow this situation. Oh, and have faith. I didn't see that pop out. Have faith. The situation is definitely calling for you to have faith. Let's get 3 cards from the Kipper deck. Yeah, you're just gonna have to make sure you're loving yourself first, and that's all I can say. Like, it's maybe time to step away and do some self-love, because this feels very draining. I thought I was going to do in the reading tonight, but I don't know, Capricorn. You might be wiping me out. One more shuffle, please, universe. 3 cards for Capricorn. Let's look at the likely outcome, please. Pathway, change. So change is coming, and despair. You're on the pathway to change. Despair. I think there has been some despair. There has been some loss. There has been some imbalance, some unfairness, and I think you're making the right changes. You have the Tower moment twice. You're following your heart. You're doing what's best for you. You're giving yourself some love, right? You're changing tracks. You're being patient with yourself. You're tuning out distractions. You're having faith, and you're being patient. You're just being strong and tempering yourself and your emotions and everything. And you're on the pathway to change the despair that has been that you have been experiencing. Let's look from the book. Let's read from the book and get a little bit of a deeper description. All right, pathways first. 35. Card number 35. Break it down to 8s. A significator arrives along, let's see, literally past roads, walkways, tracks, and trails. It derives from the sense of long races, marathons, and triathlons. It's a long road. It represents the distance and a good length of time. This leads to a timing hint of 1 or 2 years. Ooh, for some of you, you may be dealing with this person for 1 or 2 years. 1 or 2 years. Or this process could take 1 or 2 years or something like that. I don't know. There's a light at the end of the tunnel now. Pathway may announce overcoming of distance, both temporarily or spatially. If you don't try to force the matter, you'll experience continuous development. This card may concern a slow growth of a partnership or a long-term career planning. Pathway is also a symbol for all road, streets, or ways, forest, and nature. This card can mean a long road ahead. It is sometimes referred to as 2 years patience. It means a lot needs to be done, or something that will take a lot of time. It can also stand for a great physical distance. Behind the significator, it means a long time to go. It can be a couple of years. Yeah. So, yeah, I think this is the... Wow. This is very, very heavy, Capricorn. And because I know how it resonates with me, I know how it's equally as heavy for a lot of you. And I don't want to give too many details about my personal situation, because the person who I can think of that this applies to, I don't want to reveal any details, personal details about their life. But this is very intense. It's very tough. It's very difficult, and it's very trying. It's requiring a lot of patience. It's very life-changing in major energy. We got a lot of major arcana here. But change is happening. It's just going to take some time. It's going to be a process. It's going to be a process that may take a couple of years to overcome. It's time to go. This card shows a hardworking porter. You're moving from your old townhouse into better digs, and you don't plan to come back. Let's see. There's a point for a time for change that might manifest itself via a change in location or other social situation or a career move. Relationships with others or your own outlook may change. Can represent a physical change, location, occupation, or relationships. Moving on from where you live or work, or again a change of career or relationship. Taking some possessions with you, but the space and circumstances require some to be left behind, physical and emotional. This card, usually metaphorical circumstances are changing, but the card, I was talking about when it's paired with other cards. I think you're on a road to change and recovery, dealing with this despair. This despair is really kind of like screaming at me. Like, I feel like this person, your person, I feel like they are having a lot of that despair. Because this is the wounded warrior. In the reverse, the wounded warrior doesn't want to push through. They don't want to move forward. Oh, I'm sorry, the 9 of Wands, not the 10 of Wands. But I feel like this is your person. This is how they feel. Maybe they're on the pathway to change. Maybe it's going to take them a couple years. Maybe that's important for you to know if this is somebody you're in a love relationship with, or if it's somebody you have a friendship with, or whatever the connection is. Maybe they're on a pathway to change, but it's difficult. It's a challenging card. It could represent the working poor, distraught from unemployment, being reduced to letting a tear slip in the street. Literally grieving or weeping can also be severe stress leading to emotional exhaustion, serious concussions, fevers, or migraines. This card also commonly used for jealousy with luck. That's another card. Unfortunately, this is not a very promising card. Unless surrounding cards mitigate it, you may be tortured by worries and stress, despair, and other. Despair either describes a relationship that a relationship that is characterized by trouble, or you suffer from a heavy workload or fear of job loss. This card always warns not to expect too much of ourselves and others. Despair brings grief, adversity, and obstacles. This card is brooding and worrying, frustrations, headaches, fever, jealousy, and anger, but things will work out if positive cards are close. And I think that's what this person may be experiencing. Both of you could be experiencing this in this connection, but I feel like it is on the pathway to change, and this person's just feeling so discouraged and just overwhelmed and just extremely overwhelmed. I can't even find the right word to. Oh man, this is tough. They could be having a lot of anger, a lot of worry, just a lot of stress, a lot of stress. Let's get 3 more cards for advice for Capricorn, please. 3 more cards of advice, please. 2 more shuffles. So it's about waiting on the right opportunity. Let's see. Okay. So we have the 3 of Wands, Justice, and the Queen of Cups. The 3 of Wands is about, waiting to put your plan into action. I think you're waiting on the right decision to follow your heart. Or waiting on the right opportunity to make, or waiting on the right moment to act on following your heart, or make the decision to follow your heart. You could also be just listening to your intuition and just following your heart. The Queen of Cups is here twice. You're definitely making the decision to follow your heart, and I think you're probably just waiting on the right time to either remove yourself from the situation or This is also about trying to find balance. Again, you could be waiting for someone to make the decision to follow their heart or to be sympathetic. The Justice card here is about equilibrium and fairness. It's also about reconciliation. Some of you may or may not be finding justice in this situation. I feel like either way, you're going to be, there's going to be balance, and you're going to follow your heart, and everything's going to be fine, right? Whether or not you are in this connection or not, I can't say. For some of you, this is a relationship that is ending. Simply put. For some of you, it's just going to take some time. You're going to have a lot more patience and a lot more strength and a lot more courage to continue to deal with this, because it's going to, the pathway to change is going to take some time. This energy is not going to go away right away. So that's your energy, Capricorn. This is extremely long and heavy, and I apologize for that. Best of luck to you. If you'd like to book a personal reading or donate to my channel, by all means, I appreciate you doing so. Follow me on Instagram, and you can check your placement on your birth chart using the links below. Until next time, peace, love, and light. Bye, Caps.